Hi, my name is Nicole, and I am proposing a do-it-yourself drug testing kit specifically for horses called EquiCheck. And so, this is virtually an untapped market, so the ability to expand and make this huge is limitless as far as the horse industry is concerned. Currently, to get a horse drug tested, you have to call a veterinarian to come out. It's over $250 to have a horse that is drug tested. They take a blood sample, they send it to the lab. You're looking at $300 to $400 just to have a horse that is drug tested. What happens is why are these horses being doped, when they're being sold? A lot of reasons. Number one is the seller's trying to hide a lameness. Number two, they are trying to give the horse calming drugs so that it appears to be more trained than it actually is, which causes a lot of problems. You get that horse home, the horse becomes dangerous to the rider and to the family that just purchased this animal, and so it's really a huge concern. I myself purchased a horse that was doped, not knowing, and fortunately I'm able to still use that animal, but it's not an easy process every time my daughter goes to compete on this horse. So who can protect the normal consumer, the consumer that spends $3,000 to $4,000 on a horse, which is a lot of money for a lot of people, or up to $8,000. It's very difficult to call a veterinarian out at the time that you go to look at the animal to have him drug tested. Because by the time you're able to get a veterinarian out there, 10 days to 2 weeks later, the drugs are already out of the horse's system, and therefore, you're still buying a horse that, when you first originally saw it, is not the horse that you have when you get home. And so that does become a huge problem. It's a very simple process. The horse owner would collect a simple urine sample, or the buyer would collect a urine sample and use something very as simple as this. This is a reagent dip type of test strip, and you could just put that into the sample, and you're going to have instantaneous results. Within minutes, you're going to know of whether that horse is under the influence of performance-enhancing drugs. Okay, and so this type of test system is instantaneous and right now. You don't have to wait 10 days to 2 weeks for a veterinarian to come out, which is kind of useless for most people and costly to boot. Okay, so the Department of Agriculture estimates that there's 9.5 million horses here in the United States. 9.5 million. Which means on an untapped market, let's say you take 10% of that. Let's go for 10% of that market. That's 950,000 horses. Now, through my research, people were willing to spend between $25 and $75 for a test kit that they could keep with them at all times, in case they found that horse, at a competition. They wanted to test it right then and there, and they could make an informed decision of whether they wanted to purchase that animal. And so at $25 per kit, you're looking at over $23 million in the first year. At $75 for this self-test kit, you're looking at $71 million in the first year in operation. So because this is such an untapped market, the ability to make this go globally is phenomenal. Just in the U.S., 9.5 million. That's not even counting Europe, and there are a lot of expensive horses in Europe. So this would be something that would be globally implemented eventually. But let's just go for the U.S. market for now. I'm requesting $100,000 for the first year for marketing and product development. After the first year, we need another $100,000 for the second year for marketing and distribution of the merchandise for 10% of the company and your ability for a $100,000 investment to be a part of between 23 and $71 million. Looking for you. Thank you.